One was now not flashing.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Hello.
Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear?
I'm trying to get to our content, see if we're...
Yes, Jimmy can hear us now. Liam says,
Yes,
well done.
Jimmy.
Why did that go really dark all of a sudden?
Because the light of it all just left, you know, on your own.
Yeah, the light of the room.
Yeah, I know. It's like you as a light beacon, Ben.
I am. Whenever you're in need, I am there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, wicked. Sarah, how can I tell when my dog is ramping up to attack? Okay, so there are what we call loading signs. Loading is the build up before the explosion. So you'll see your dog, it might start to slow down. The body posture will start to stiffen. It might even lower itself almost in a stalking mode. The tail position will change. So a happy-go-lucky dog will have its tail swaying side to side in the middle, but you might see the tail start to slow down and stiffen and even raise like an erection. The dog's ears will be up, wrinkles in the head, and it will be locked and fixated on that dog. There's a lot of signs. We've recently released a book, How to Raise the Perfect Family Dog. There is a whole chapter on understanding body language, the difference between submissive postures and a dog wanting a belly rub, difference between tail positions, ears, lips, etc. Pick up a copy of this book right now. It's on our website. Why is it so fucking dark? Can we change this? Would that help? Oh, that worked a little bit, I think, yeah.
Oh, I was blind, but now I can see Adam.
It makes it look like I've had my teeth whitened. Right, there we go. Morning, guys. Raw food for Schnauzer, beard-wise. Beard-wise? Breed-wise? Schnauzers? Beard? Beard-wise. Schnauzers do have a beard. But, yeah, I would so... I mean, I've got a terrier who has a beard like a Schnauzer. She's on raw food. I wouldn't feed her anything other than raw food. Raw food is the best diet for a dog by a country mile. Hello, name I can't pronounce. I thought it was me. It could be you, to be fair. You could be nervous, which would definitely be exacerbating a problem. Can you please share some breed fulfillment examples to terriers? Chasing and biting. So terriers are bred to hunt and kill primarily. So your Jack Russells are used for rodent patrol and stuff like that. So they have a very strong prey drive and they love to chase anything that moves fast. So introducing something like a flirt pole would be an absolute game changer. Tug of war also, like Jack Russells and other terrier breeds, they have such strong jaws for such a small dog that you can literally lift them off the floor. Squeaky toys. Love to get squeaky toys for terrier breeds to give them the ability to basically de-shed something, rip it to pieces, get that squeak out. Just keep an eye on your dog. Don't let the dog chew the squeak. As soon as that squeak comes out, take it away from your dog. And yeah, anything where they can search for stuff and find stuff. There's lots of things you can do with a terrier. Where are we? What do you think of Muddies? Very rare breed. Don't see many of them about. Pretty cool dog. I'll be honest with you, haven't worked with a great deal of them. Probably about one or two in the 13-year span of what I can think about off the top of my head. Mags have the perfect dog. Well, nearly. Cavachon, 2 years old. So can't understand when we go our kid's house and he met their new dog, he went for them. We were shocked. Never, ever done that. Okay, so there could be a multitude of reasons for this. Could be that your dog was uncomfortable. Could be the fact that the new dog put too much pressure on your dog. Could be the fact that there was no space allowed for the dogs, that you let them figure it out for themselves. Mags, I'm going to need a little bit more information about you, okay, and what was going on there. There are some questions, for example, that we can answer very, very quickly on here and help you. This is one where we do need more information. So if you want to come join our online training group or download the Southland Dog Training app, we can get more information from you. Thoughts on the Zach, George, excuse me. Thoughts on the Zach, George and Dog Daddy beef. I couldn't give a shit. Honestly, I couldn't give a shit.
I think they're a bunch of...
Yeah. Like, when you fully grown adults beefing online, grow the fuck up. Yeah, honestly.
Thank you, Sarah.
Sarah, did you send me $1.99? That's amazing. I didn't even know that was a thing. Let's celebrate the first super on a live. Can people send me money on lives?
That's amazing.
I feel like a homeless man begging.
If we dance,
They don't look far different.
Right, I have seen this before, right, where you do things on webcam for money.
Yes.
My Uncle Andrew said the same.
Is that still a thing? Do people still do web shows and things?
OnlyFans is definitely quite a big thing.
Oh, is it? Amazing. Thank you anyway, Sarah. Give us a thumbs up and slap the hearts. Thank you, Ben.
You're welcome, mate.
Brian, I've got a Collie, Welsh Sheepdog Cross. 4.5 years old. Any tips for making her more dumb? No. We can't talk in our house. She understands everything. She has a 2,000 worth vocabulary. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you get a Collie. Anything Collie is just going to be super, super intelligent. The other thing is, what we have a tendency of doing is avoiding certain words when we have a dog. And this is problematic. I've gone into houses before where I've said, what are walks like? And the client has literally said, shh. I was like, what do you mean, shh? She's like, you can't say that. My dog will get all wound up. I was like, what do you mean I can't say walks? Yeah, you'll have people that will avoid certain words. Just say these words. And if your dog starts to get amped up about it, give it some information about what you want it to do. For example, if you only say, do you want to go walkies? And your dog gets super amped up, yeah, maybe start saying walkies throughout the day. And when your dog gets amped up, just send it to its bed. Yeah, leave it in its bed for 5 minutes so it calms down, then release it from its bed. Thank you. I have a Westie. Westies are fantastic. What are your view on Oakmore all-natural treats? Lewis, I have no idea what they are, mate. If they're all natural, then it can't be a bad thing, surely. But I don't know every single food brand manufacturer out there. I just don't. There are far too many new ones coming out every single day. What I will tell you about any food, ladies and gents, if you want to know more about food, is check the ingredients. By law, ingredients must be listed in order of quantity, which means the first ingredient makes up the majority of the food. It has the highest percentage of the food, the ingredient that is in what your dog is about to consume. This is the same for humans as well, guys. Right. So the ingredients must be listed in order of quantity by law. Now, if the first ingredient isn't a proper meat, if the first ingredient says cereal, for example, it's crap. All natural ingredients could be a good thing. Yeah, just make sure that it's a proper meat. Jimmy J says, laugh out loud. In it. Thank you, Sarah. Call me Pity. My 13.5-month-old Staffy keeps getting bothered and bitten by other dogs. He's quite calm, not dominant at all. He has one ball, the other is in his loin. Can this be related? So many times other dogs can take homage to your dog if it's got testicles, yeah? Whether it's got one testicle or whether it's got two testicles, it's the testosterone in which the other animals don't like, okay? So many times if you have a dog that has testicles, it can quickly become victim to other dogs if you're not advocating for your dog. Now, for me, that's not a good enough reason to neuter my dog. Having one testicle, however, I would be seeking medical advice to see whether or not we should be getting that dog neutered, because well, very much if it's not broke, don't fix it. But one testicle that's not there can turn cancerous, can be painful, and can create further complications down the line. So if I had a dog with an undescended testicle, I would be looking to have my dog neutered because of this, or at the very least having that one testicle removed. But yeah, the reason dogs are going for your dog isn't necessarily because your dog has only got one testicle. It's because your dog has testicles in general. Okay. What you need to do is stop letting strange dogs that you don't know in your dog's business. If a strange dog runs over to your dog, stand in front of it and block it. Don't let it get to your dog, because what happens is every time this happens, your dog's tolerance gets less and less and less. And eventually your dog will just go, right, I'm a fucking Staffy. I can stick up for myself. Now you're fucked. Thanks for the advice. You're welcome. Will there ever be a human born that can outswim a shark? No. I don't think we'll ever see a human in this lifetime outswim a shark, unless that shark's dead, upside down, floating in the water.
They don't say the size of the
Yeah,
shark.
what size of shark? What type of
I
shark?
don't. It doesn't matter.
Unclear.
No, I don't think there are any
was
shark.
maybe a baby shark.
No, I still think a baby shark could outswim you.
Baby shark, do, 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 do.
Yeah, I'm still 99.9% convinced that baby
I
shark.
identify as a shark, and I think you can outrun me.
Well, did you know? I think a great white shark can swim about 30 miles an hour in the water. There's no human on the planet that's getting that fucking fast without actual technology.
We've got to fact check this.
19 kilometres an hour.
Yeah, so way slower. So that's about 15 miles an hour.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not
so
that fast.
that ain't actually that fast.
But no, hold on. The general rule is they cruise about 5 miles an hour. So if you're going shark cruising,
Jimmy, what? No, Westcliff. What have you created?
Legend, you're welcome. Right, so, ladies and gents, Sarah has sent me $1.99. So Sarah is now my favourite. I didn't realise that you can send us money. So, yeah, send me money. I've just been quoted an astronomical fee. There was a fender bender on the way into work today. Somebody swiped my wing mirror clean off, and it's looking like it's going to cost me how much?
it's about 1,600 quid.
About 1,600 quid to replace it because it's got a fucking camera and sensors and fucking God knows what inside it.
Yeah.
So Sarah has helped me on my mission to 1,600 quid.
Mate, it's not 1,600 quid now. It's
No.
1,500.
Oh, you just had a call?
98.
Oh, yeah. Adam's £2 closer to his bill now for the wing mirror.
Yeah, I
Without
know.
this, he can't come in tomorrow to do a live.
No, my wing mirror was obliterated. Like, it literally was obliterated. It's gone ping. I have no wing mirror. You sent the push notification out too early. So
I said it'll be at 10:15.
yeah, you sent it out too early.
Did they get it saying it's going to be 10:15?
I don't know.
Well, it says it'll be there at 10:15. Anyway, in that note, I will pop on the messenger group that Adam is live on YouTube.
Adam is live on YouTube. Please do not swear. Right, I'm just going to put a notification out on Instagram. There we go.
Is it a quiet YouTube today?
It's
To be
very
fair,
quiet.
You know why it's quiet, mate? Everyone's back at school.
Yeah.
All the school kids aren't watching you now.
I don't think they were.
Awkward.
Right, where are we? Why is your cameraman so sexy?
I also want to know that answer.
Answers on a postcard, please. Where are the fucking questions on here?
Right, hold on, share.
How do you stop Staffy American ball chasing reflections?
Right, okay. How do I stop Staffy American ball chasing reflections? Right, first things first. When it's doing it, it's getting stuck, right? And normally reflection chasing starts because somebody played with a laser pen at some point with the dog. I always say, unless you're training a service dog, never, ever, ever play with a laser pen. Because it's an endless pursuit of nothing. The dog can't win. There is one specific use for a laser pen in dog training, and that's to train service dogs. But there is a reward at the end of it, so you must understand that. I'm not saying that you have played with a laser pen, but that's normally how it starts. The other thing we need to do is make sure the dog's getting enough exercise, and after exercise, we need to make sure the dog can settle down. If the dog is still looking like it wants to play, if the dog's still following you around the house, if the dog's still up and down like a yo-yo, after exercise, chances are your dog doesn't know how to switch off properly. So you need to start crating your dog after exercise for a minimum of 2 hours. What this will do is teach your dog after exercise to switch off and relax. And by doing that over a period of a couple of weeks, your dog will naturally be calmer in the house, more content, and much more relaxed. And then a lot of behaviors like excessive barking, separation anxiety, destructive behavior, terrorizing you, terrorizing the children, shadow chasing, all that kind of stuff, that will improve massively. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to fix it, but if we make sure the needs of the dog are met, then when the dog is doing this, then all we do is give the dog an alternative behavior. We interrupt and give the dog an alternative behavior, like go to your bed, do a downstay, go on the spot on the sofa, something like that. We have to interrupt and then redirect. Okay. Where are we? Any tips how to help a dog that's anxious or people touching him? People that he was fine with touching him before, family member he's now all of a sudden wary of. We've taken him to the vets medically. There's no problems. Right. So if there is no problems with your dog, right, medically, then your dog probably wasn't always okay with it. A lot of people misread that the dog is okay with stuff when it really isn't. People have to see the dog react before they go, oh shit, he really didn't like that. You missed the signs. This is what we talk about in this book, How to Raise the Perfect Family Dog. There's a whole chapter on body language, because one of the most common things that people miss is their dog wanting a belly scratch for a dog that's actually being super submissive. And a super submissive dog is a dog that you shouldn't be touching when it is being super submissive. How do we tell the difference? Well, you must understand body language. If a dog approaches you, for example, head low, tail very low, almost tucked, even if it's wagging, body very low, and then you start stroking the dog and it rolls over on its back like that, that's not a dog looking for a belly rub. That is a dog that is basically in the most submissive posture it can come up with, and it's very uncomfortable. And these are dogs that are quick to react when too much pressure is put on them. You'll often see when they're on their back, their tail will be curled over, almost looking like the dog has a penis, right? Now, a dog that you start stroking then plops down onto its back, legs in the air, right? That's a dog that wants a belly rub. And you'll see that by the position of its tail as well. Its tail won't be curled over like a penis. Its tail will be held straight in line with its back and still almost sweeping the floor. Yeah, that's a dog that wants a belly rub. But so many people think a dog wants a belly rub when it doesn't actually. Now, belly rubs are a great thing for a lot of dogs, but so many people mistake a dog being super submissive as a dog that wants a belly rub. Yeah. So if you're missing those signs, your dog wasn't comfortable. The reality is, if you want your dog to be more comfortable with people need to stop touching your dog. That will help. Play hard to get. When I'm dealing with a dog that is nervous, yeah, when it comes over to me, I let it sniff me, then I walk away. And then the dog comes over to me again, and I walk away. I keep walking away from the dog, making the dog go, well, I want to fucking investigate this person more. Yeah. And I don't give it any attention. Maybe on a second visit, I might give it a little fucking ear stroke. Yeah, not on top of the head, side, or underneath. And always where the dog can see you, never from behind. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, that'll do. Keep it short and sweet. Build that up. But if people are too baby talking the dog, too intense with the dog, too physical with the dog, this can get the dog's back up. 15-week-old golden retriever. He's resource guarding my partner, has emailed you, and we are following advice given, such as leave it, playing games with leave it. But sometimes he won't listen. If he's resource guarding your partner, you need to create space between the dog and your partner. So if you're sitting on the sofa and if your partner's sitting on the sofa and the dog's next to him and somebody comes in the room, your dog has to get off the sofa. And then the person sits down, and then if you want to invite the dog up, you can, but the dog never comes between you. If the dog's laying at your partner's feet, if you're walking towards your partner has to send the dog away. Yeah. On here, away game. Very, very beneficial. But the reality is, you'll find dogs that resource guard humans, they will either sit in front of them, sit by their feet, sit by them, and anything that comes towards them, they start to react. So your dog needs to learn when humans walk towards it, it's to give space. Okay. Where are we? 1-year-old pup, crate trained, but won't go any more than 2 hours before he wheezes in his bed. So, Shan, when your dog wheezes in its bed, okay, could be doing it for several reasons. Number one, if you've just joined us, give us a thumbs up. Yeah, that's not the reason, but it could be the reason. Did you know, guys, your dog will start weeing everywhere if you don't give us a thumbs up. Right, so give us a thumbs up.
They'll be better behaved if you get a thumbs up.
Your dog will be so much better behaved if you give us a thumbs up.
And subscribe.
And subscribe. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. We are trying to build YouTube, guys. We have said that we're going to be doing one YouTube live a week. We did one last week. We're going to be doing one this week. So give us a thumbs up. Now, dogs pissing in the crate. Number one, if your dog can't hold its bladder for longer than 2 hours, chances are it's got a UTI, some sort of bladder problem, or it's on food that's not agreeing with it. Okay? So many times dogs that have accidents in the house are not on a raw food diet. They are on something like Royal Canin, Pedigree, Baker's, Ooka Banuka, all that fucking sort of shit. So make sure that your dog is on a proper diet. The second reason is you put water inside the dog's crate. Your dog shouldn't have water in the crate. Yeah. The reality is your dog can go a couple of hours without drinking. But if your dog can drink whenever it feels like it in the crate, it's going to mess up its toilet training schedule. The other reason why a dog will be weeing in its crate Okay, that's not medical, that's not diet, is because your dog learns it gets them out of the crate. So if your dog has a piss and you let them out the crate, your dog, that dog over there on the sofa, Mr. fucking Leo, where is he? What? There we go. That dog over there, Mr. Leo, he learned as a puppy, if I pee in the crate, Evan would get him out of the crate. So then every time he's in the crate, he would pee and then Evan would let him out of the crate. And I said, look, as harsh as this is, what you need to do is if he does pee in the crate, don't let him out straight away. Wait for him to be calm and then let him out. Because Evan was letting him out straight away, which was teaching Leo, I've just got to cock my leg in the crate and I can get out of the crate. He built the association that cocking his leg got him out of the crate. So you have to wait for the dog to calm, settle, then let him out of the crate. That way your dog learns that pissing in the crate doesn't open the door. But I would definitely be looking at health and diet first and foremost, and make sure your dog has a decent routine. Right, Ev, do you want to jump on some of these questions, mate? Because ever since I put it on Instagram, it's just got wild.
That's because I put a message on Facebook.
Yeah, it would be you. Yeah. Do you want to get in on this action?
I did it.
I'm doing nothing.
Yeah, I'm just literally opening it here and then I can do it.
Right. Yeah. So Ev's going to start reading out some questions. Oh, that's super helpful. If the question was helpful, feel free to send me $1.99.
Right. Where are you up to?
I don't fucking know anymore, mate.
Anxiety in an 8-year-old terrier. You done that one?
What you got up to?
Oh, that was really good. Then.
Where are we? Hello, mate. What's your advice? 1-year-old.
No, I think
Wheezing the bed. So after Captain Cook. Captain Cook. Hello, Captain Cook.
Can everyone give us a thumbs up? Right, so Michael Ashdown, yeah?
Yeah.
Hello, mate. What's your advice for a nervous staffy near traffic? I have started getting him to sit while all the cars are going past to try and keep him calm. Am I doing this wrong? He's fine everywhere else on walks.
Ironically, this is a question you can answer, Ev.
Spot on, Michael. You are doing it exactly right. I had the exact same with Leo, who is sleeping on the sofa.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that. He was nervy of traffic. He was terrible. I went out there and I literally actually took a chair out there because I lived quite a busy road as it was. And I sat there with him. I just sat there, watched the world go by. And so did he. And eventually he was fine with it. So.
Yeah. So when Ev got Leo, and you can see all of Leo's puppy training videos on the Southend Dog Training app. But when Ev got Leo, you originally was living in a very quiet close, weren't you?
Yes.
And then when you moved to your other place, it was on quite a busy road and Mr. Leo started to fall apart. So take a cup of tea, get a chair, sit outside. Occam's razor, simplest solution is the right one. Let your dog watch the world go by. I also had this problem with my terrier Roxy, right, when I first got her. And one of the things I did is I would look for parks that were near busy roads and I would keep her on a long line and I'd play with her in the park, getting closer and closer to the outskirts so she could get used to the noise of the traffic and all that busy traffic, but we was in a park doing something fun.
Heckers, thank you very much for your $1.99. Adam, your bill has just gone down by another £2.
Yes!
Your bill.
I'm not a GoFundMe page, by the way, guys, but I do need £1,600 because I was involved to fund my wing mirror that was obliterated this morning on the way into the office to do a live for you guys. Not saying that you guys had anything to do with it.
Or are responsible in any
or
way.
are responsible in any way. But if I didn't come into the office to do this live for you guys, I would still have a wing mirror.
What we're saying is, can we have tips for tips?
Tips for tits.
I'll give some tips.
Right,
I'm not opposed to that, all right? I will dance like a monkey if I have to.
Christina
How much do you have to
Murgy,
pay for that?
my
I'll
6
start
month
tipping.
cab keeps eating everything on walks. Any tips, please?
Yeah. Change the lead that you're using. If it's on a harness, it allows the dog to have its head down far too easily. Yeah, so they can treasure hunt the whole way. You want to teach your dog a hill and a free time walk. So when I'm street walking with the dog primarily, if I'm going to be walking to the woods or to a park or something like that, I don't really have my dog sniffing the whole way because I like to add a little bit of structure. So I'll teach the dog hill. Hill means walk at my side, head up, at my pace. If I stop, you stop. If I speed up, you speed up. If I slow down, you slow down, etc. If the dog's on my left, its right paw should never pass my left foot. Then when we get to the park, the reward is for a job well done. The job is hill. Now it's your time to sniff and explore and things like that. And I go back and forth between hill and sniff time. But to make this easier, you need something that gives you more control, something like a slip lead, something like a halty, something along those lines that can keep the dog's head up. When they're on a harness, it's far too easy. Harnesses were invented for tracking and pulling purposes, and your dog is doing exactly what you want it to do on a harness, is tracking.
Ryan N, I like this one. Just got a 1-year-old rescue Vizsla. She's doing great, but wondering how to stop counter surfing and her barking in the garden at nothing. Getting plenty of exercise.
Okay, cool. So Vizslas. One of the biggest issues with Vizslas is anxiety-based behaviours such as excessive barking. Now, that stems from not the fact they're not getting enough exercise, because I very rarely meet a Vizsla owner that is under-exercising their dog. The problem I see is them not teaching them false nap time. So one of the things I want you to incorporate, what was the guy's name? Ryan. One of the things, Ryan, I want you to incorporate is after exercise, mate, stick your dog in the crate for a minimum of 2 hours. What this will do is teach your dog to fully switch off. Vizslas are nicknamed Velcro dog, which the reason they got this nickname is because they want to be with you constantly. So if you took your dog out for 2 hours and it's asleep, but you get up to go to the kitchen and the dog follows you, that's why. Yeah, because it wants to be with you constantly. So you need to create false nap time, and we do that by using the crate. This will make your dog much calmer inside the house. The other thing is stop letting your dog in the kitchen. Yeah. Or if you can't avoid that, have your dog on a lead. Yeah. And then that way you can limit where your dog goes. You never want your dog, because your dog's not trained, so you don't want your dog unsupervised. Yeah. You have to treat it a bit like a puppy. If it's counter surfing, it's self-rewarding. You have to what the word I'm looking for is, you have to treat your dog as if it's a baby, as if it's a toddler. It does not have that much responsibility yet. You're giving it too much responsibility. It's getting self-reinforcement from the side. So you need to make sure that the dog is not in a situation where it can do that. So if you can't supervise your dog, it should be in a pen or in a crate. And when it's out of the crate, it should be on a lead. As terms for barking in the garden, very, very straightforward. Break the habit. What happens is your dog is scratching at the door. You open the door, dog goes running to the end of the garden, barking its head off. It's now stuck in a vicious loop. Every time your dog goes in the garden, bark, bark, bark. So break that pattern of behavior. Next time your dog wants to go in the garden, make sure it's on a lead. Yeah, open the door. If your dog goes flying out to the end of the garden, it's on a lead. It's going to go, what the fuck just happened? Bring it back. You want to be able to open your back door, lead the dog out calmly, break that pattern of behavior. I think I recently did a video on this. It's just been uploaded on the app, actually.
Yes, it has.
Was it? Yeah. It was the Mastiff one, I think I was talking about this. The door.
The barbell?
No, it was the Mastiff, the one that's just gone on. I actually covered barking. No, it wasn't. It was the that was a lady with a Spanish dog where I covered that. I did do a video somewhere on here.
Just far away. Ready?
Yep.
Sarah Repton. My Rossi walks loose lead when alone and is great off the lead. But when I walk with my husband and the rest of my dogs, he's a jerk unless he's leading the pack.
Yes. So slow it down. So in dog training, we have a thing called the 3 Ds. Okay. This means distance, duration, distraction. That's the 3 Ds in dog training, and it will serve you all well to remember that. Now, when you are teaching your dog something, we want to do it under minimal distractions. Okay. Then as we start to increase the duration or the distance on these exercises, we may have to simplify one of them. So if we taught our dog to walk nicely on the lead, just you and him, right? When you add in your family or you add in the other dogs, you've now increased the distraction, which means you may have to simplify the exercise. So first of all, you want to master just walking up and down your street, up and down your block. Yeah, just because you can walk past 15 dogs when it's just you and your Rottweiler, don't expect to be able to do that when you've got the other dogs there or other family members there. Simplify the exercise, give your dog many wins, and then push forward. Your dog knows it. You're just increasing the distraction, so you have to simplify it for your dog.
Hey, Chanel. How to entertain a dog awaiting double cruciate ligament surgery. So she's a very bored puppy.
Okay,
Right.
So I'm not going to touch that. And the reason I'm not going to touch that is because you would have been given advice from your vet. I don't know what advice you've been given from your vet in terms of exercise or limitations, what your dog can and can't do. So it wouldn't be ethically right for me to advise you on what to do because I don't know the current state health of your dog. Okay, that's not me trying to be political and avoid answering your question. But one of the first things we ask anybody when they come to Southend Dog Training, or actually before they even get here, is your dog medically fit? If there is a medical concern, like what we've got here, then what we need is a vet's recommendation, a vet letter that signs the dog off to say that it can do the training. We won't work with a dog that basically is not fit and healthy. So you can do mental games like brain puzzles, snuffle mats, liquor mats, things like that. But in terms of physical, I don't know what you can do because I don't know the limitations of your dog.
Shannon Pops, the dog that was weeing in the crate constantly, or not in the crate, but weeing in the crate, has been vet checked and he's on Nature's Menu Raw.
Nature's Menu is shit.
Yeah, you went there.
Right, I don't care.
Not all raw is made the same.
No, it's not. Right, so this isn't me trying to plug our raw food. Our raw food is fantastic. It's what I feed my dogs. It's what Evan feeds his dog. It's what Ben feeds his dog. But whether you choose ours or not, you need, not all raw food is created equally. Okay, before we started selling raw food, I used to use a company called Nicholson's, and I also used a company called Durham. So I've been using raw food longer than we've been selling raw food. So take from that what you will. Okay. We now use ours because we have our own brand of raw food. What I will tell you is Nature's Menu is absolute crap. But chances are it's not diet related. Chances are it's not a medical thing. Chances are your dog is having a wee and it learns you open the door. Yeah. Like what Leo used to do in the crate. Remember what I said? And I told you, mate, as harsh as it is, you're going to have to leave him in there for a couple of minutes until he settles down and then let him out. And guess what? When Leo realised pissing in the crate didn't open the door, Leo stopped pissing in the crate.
It was, yeah. Ryan N, thank you very much, mate. $1.99.
Yes! I am now $6.
£6.
So I now need £1,540.
Yeah, maths isn't our strong point. It's fine. We're getting there.
That's right? 1,600, 1,540? No. 1,594. 1,500.
Adam,
Stop
dog training, mate.
£1,594. I got it. I only worked in a casino for fucking 5 years. People won a lot.
I'm going to butcher your name here. Ella Grigor. Can a dog be reactive to other animals when eating raw food versus when eating kibbles? My dog reacts to the cat approaching when I'm giving him raw food, but
yes,
no reaction when kibble.
Yeah, so obviously raw food is proper food. Kibbles just processed garbage. There are some better kibbles than others, but ultimately it's much more higher value. So your dog can resource guard that more than anything else. Keep your dog on a lead and basically make sure that the cat isn't going near the dog when it's eating raw food. It's very, very simple. Every dog, right, whether it's kibble, whether it's raw food, whether it's a fucking biscuit, whatever it is, when a dog's eating, it should have the right to be able to eat and have a little bubble around it where people don't invade it. Yeah, whether it's a cat, whether it's a pig, whether it's a human, whether it's a child. It's very normal for a dog to be more resource guardy of raw food because it's proper food.
Yeah. Jimmy J, thumbs up and subscribe. My dog is now protected. Thank you very much, buddy.
Love it.
Appreciate that. Right. Love you 10 out of 10, Adam, from Nature Piano and Fun with Logie and Jem.
Love it.
Right. Gary Borg, have adopted a greyhound.
Well done.
A week. Sorry, you done that one?
No, I said well done for adopting the greyhound.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I threw you off your rhythm.
Had him a week, but whines when we go to bed. Any suggestions?
Ignore it. The reality is when you get a new dog, whether it's a puppy or whether it's a rescue, well done, by the way. When you cave to whining, the whining gets worse, and then it will start to control your whole life. One of the things I did with Mila, my little rescue, is when I got her, I crated her on day one. The reality is, overnight, she was in the crate. If we had to go out, she was in the crate. And after exercise, she was in the crate. And when we were eating, she was in the crate. Now, she was only in the crate while we was eating until the food was finished, cleared away. And as long as she was calm, she could come out of the crate. So sometimes that would be 5 minutes in the crate. Sometimes it could be half an hour in the crate. After exercise, it was always a minimum of 2 hours. That way she learns to fully decompress after exercise, so I don't end up with an adrenaline junkie or a dog that doesn't know how to settle down. When we left her, she was in the crate because it would be like leaving an untrained dog, fucking free access of my house, too much responsibility. It's like leaving a toddler unsupervised. It's too much responsibility for that toddler. He can't cope with it. So again, like that. When she was in the crate, first night she was in the crate, she whined. Second night she whined. Third night she whined. Fourth night she stopped whining.
I'm pretty sure you agree with this advice, though. 2 crates, one upstairs, one downstairs.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and the same crate if possible.
Yeah, I had it with, again. Leo was a dickhead with that, with the crate. I put him one in the bedroom, basically, so he was with us, but not with us.
The thing is, right, so I have 4 of the same crate. I have one in the back of my car, which needs a new wing mirror. Send me money. I've got one upstairs in my bedroom. I've got one downstairs I've got 2 downstairs. No, one downstairs in my living room, and I've got one in the office down at the training centre. And they're all the same. Just keeps that fluidity going.
Yeah. Christina, thank you for the great advice as always. Kerry Scott, do some breeds work better with their handler than others?
Absolutely. Things like German Shepherds, Border Collies, Labradors, your typical working breeds. Think about what your dog was designed to do and what purpose it was bred for. So every single dog, for the best part, was bred with functionality and breed-specific traits. That's why Jack Russells are way better at catching rats than a fucking Mastiff. But that's why a Mastiff would be a much better guard dog than, say, a Jack Russell. It's why Greyhounds are bred to be the fastest dog on the planet. It's why German Shepherds and Belgian Malinois are the #1 police dog for finding suspects and things like that. It's why Spaniels is the #1 passive detection dog, or Labradors. It's called selective breeding. Now, if your dog was bred to basically guard the property but originally live outside, say like a Caucasian Shepherd or a Turkish Kangol, a flock guarding breed, that's going to be much more difficult to work with because it's very independent thinking. Dogs like Huskies that were bred just to pull and live outside, they're very independent thinking. They're going to be very difficult to train. Something like a German Shepherd that it just lives to please, or a Rottweiler or a Labrador, something that is bred to take instructions from the handler and work very closely with the handler. Those dogs are fucking easy to train.
Deborah Earwicker. Hi guys, I have a 4-year-old anxious Eurasia. She sniffs constantly on her walks. It's a German dog, isn't it?
What? It's just a flock guarding breed.
Is it? I googled it. It's German.
It might be German. It might be German.
I've never seen a really nice, pretty dog. Actually. Anyway,
is it a flock guarding breed?
Type of breed that is originated in Germany through crossbreeding European and Asian Spitz.
That's a Spitz.
Yeah, it's a Spitz type of breed.
Okay, cool.
There we go. Sorry, she sniffs constantly on her walks, nose to the ground all the time. Should I be stopping this?
Yes. The reality is, think about this. Do you need to improve your lead walking? There are 2 very, very simple things. One very simple thing. If you drop that lead, would the dog keep going? Yeah. Or does your dog have any behavioural problems on the lead that you can't stop? Then you need to improve your lead walking. The reality is, if your dog is sniffing the entire walk, although this is rewarding for your dog, there's a lot of disconnect. Yeah, your dog is treasure hunting. If you used to drop that lead, how far would the dog go before it realizes you've dropped that lead? Does the dog check in with you? The reality is, you sniffing as a reward. Teach your dog to walk nicely, head up by your side. I compare that to holding hands, holding the hand of, say, a small child or something like that. There's a time and a place for sniffing. There's a time and a place for walking nicely. Used to sniffing as a reward.
Joanne Stimson, cross terrier, 8-year-old, and had since pup. Very anxious and causes aggression to other dogs. How can I calm her, please?
Stop putting her in situations that make her anxious, for a start. The reality is, people don't think about how they can help their dog properly. They keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. The reality is, if you're going to a dog park full of dogs running around and dogs are running over to you on a daily basis, you are not ready to be there, and you are doing the same thing and expecting different results. It's literally the definition of insanity. Yeah, go somewhere where you're going to see dogs, but you can create a lot of space where you can counter condition your dog. Places like Pets at Home car parks and woods, car parks and nature reserves. If there's a dog park in your area, hang around on the outside where you can stay in the distance, counter conditioning your dog. And if you are somewhere where there's a dog going to run over to you, make sure your dog understands hill. Make sure your dog understands when you stop, it's to stop. Make sure your dog understands what lead pressure is, and make sure that you can stop that dog getting towards your dog. Otherwise, your dog is literally, if it's anxious and, oh my God, getting attacked by a fly. If it's, what the fuck? It's not even fly weather. It's not fucking summer. Where does that come from?
We don't know where it's come from, but there's one.
Yeah, but is it dying and doesn't know where it's going? It's just like now flying at people. It's like, I can see the light. No, that's a hat. Yeah, where was I? What was I talking about?
Something about anxious.
Oh, yeah, make sure that you don't let dogs running over. When your dog's reacting, it's because it's a cry for help and you're not helping it. So do that. And also, make sure there's no underlying medical problems that are causing your dog to behave more defensive. i.e. fun fact for you, I posted a video yesterday on Facebook, but my staffy used to behave defensive around dogs when her anal glands were blocked. Now, I always knew her anal glands were blocked because that's the only time she behaved defensive around other dogs. The rest of the time, she was a social butterfly. Secrete the anal glands, sort that out, she'd be a social butterfly again. A month later, she'd be defensive again. Anal glands blocked. It was like clockwork. Switched her to a raw food diet, never had blocked anal glands again, never defensive with dogs again.
Yeah. Jimmy J, are Bella and Duke any good? Jimmy, I would
they're
say
okay. They're massive.
Yeah, they used to be very
they're
good.
Overpriced, aren't they?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't.
They are. I know quite a lot about Bella and Duke, and yeah, I wouldn't have them. No, not anymore. They used to be good. They've gone downhill, in my opinion. But that's in my humble opinion. Tina Todd, Rossi owner, 20 months, working with reactivity, but how do we get him to socialise with other dogs?
You don't. The reality. Okay, so the reality is, when people have a reactive dog, you have to be realistic. Your dog might not ever be okay with strange dogs, and that's okay. What you can do, though, is get to the point where your dog can be around other dogs as long as those other dogs and you are advocating properly and those other dogs aren't being rude or pushy towards your dog. What we do at Southend Dog Training, okay, is if you have a reactive dog, you'll come here, you'll do your first initial assessment. 9 out of 10 dogs, they only need one session, yeah, because most of it is just overstimulation, frustration, or fear and lack of input. Many times, simple fix. Sometimes you need another session, yeah. It's very rare that somebody will ever have more than 2 sessions, right? Because the reality is, the first session, you're learning everything. The second session, you're pushing your dog even further. Once the dog can successfully walk past dogs without reacting, then what we do is we invite you to our pack walks. This is a group walk with other clients of Southend Dog Training, where the dogs are learning to be in a group, but all dogs are on the lead. All dogs have their personal space respected. So your dog's learning to coexist in a calm, controlled manner around other dogs. The way you socialize your dog is by walking with other dogs that are well behaved and going to group exercises where your dog is well behaved. But if you have a reactive dog, you have to make sure your foundations are right first. You don't go to a group class, don't go to pack walks or anything like that, because if your dog can't walk past a dog, if your dog can't walk past a dog without reacting, you don't want to be doing group training with your dog around other strange dogs. You first want to fix that bit, fix your foundations, fix the lead walking, fix your communication, and then as follow-on training, join a control group.
That's it, right? Where we go? We're going 45 minutes. W. Burgess, Happy New Year's, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm seriously considering getting a slightly older puppy, 9 months upwards. Thoughts?
It's not a puppy anymore, it's a teenager. Hardest time to raise a dog. Hardest time to raise a dog is between 6 and 18 months. That's teenage, that's adolescence. It can absolutely be done. My latest acquisition was Myla, who I got, 2 years ago? 18 months ago? About 18 months ago, I got a rescue dog. She was approximately 6 months old. 6 months and 9 months, there's not much difference. It's a teenager at the end of the day. Yeah, it'll be a difficult time because your dog would have developed bad habits and things like that, but absolutely can fucking work it around. It's not a problem. Yeah, it's not a problem.
Matilda, question is, when both off the lead, the lab cross is a bit too full on with our boxer.
Did you answer the first bit?
Yeah, no, I can. Oh, there is a bit above it.
I was going to say, I can see that.
Oh, I missed that. I have a lovely 6-year-old rescue boxer who is sound. We've got a lab cross greyhound who is now 1. We're working on lead pulling and lunging at the moment. Question is, when both off lead, the lab cross is a bit too full on with our boxer. We're going to try the long lead outside and correct him. Any more tips? You've
just answered your own question.
Yeah.
Use a long lead and be prepared to interrupt quickly and frequently. So I uploaded a video recently, 2 videos on this subject with a bigger dog and Myla, my little terrier, playing. Now this it was a Spanish rescue. Very friendly dog, but doesn't have limitations, gets far too excitable and gets far too intense, and it can be overwhelming for other dogs and gets it in trouble. And I demonstrate in those 2 videos the importance of using the lead. So my dog wasn't on a lead, Myla, because I can stop her. I don't have to worry about her. But the untrained dog, that was on a lead. And I had to step on it frequently to interrupt it. Sometimes I had to stand in front of my dog to let the other dog know that, look, you ain't getting near my dog, and things like that. So yeah, go and watch those videos. They're on Instagram. They're on, I think the longer video is on the VIP group. We also have on the app videos on dog play and socializing.
Yeah. Lydia Raven. Hi guys, we have a 2-year-old cane Corso and she's a guard dog on our 3 acres of land where we live. But when we take her out for a walk, she hates everything. People, animals, vehicles. What can I do?
Of course she does. Your dog who's not socialized.
Yeah.
The reality is, if it's an outside dog, you have to accept the fact that it's not going to be very sociable with people. If it's an indoor dog, that has access to outside, and you're training that dog, i.e. your dog knows the art of attention, your dog knows what the crate is, your dog knows what marker training is, your dog knows how to walk properly on a lead, you're calm, you're consistent with your training, then you can. But when people have dogs that are just used to protect the property and nothing else, and just outside dogs, what you want and what's reality are two very different things. You've left that dog to do exactly what that dog is designed to do.
It's doing it well.
And it's doing it well.
Julie Smith. Happy New Year's, guys. I have a 11-week-old Spocker. He's chewing everything in sight, full of mischief. Doesn't listen at all.
Yeah, where's its nap time?
It's 11 weeks old.
Yeah, it's 11 weeks old. It's a toddler. So basically, a puppy at 11 weeks old is a complete moron. They're cute, but they're a fucking moron, right? Anything left lying around is going to go in their mouth. Anything that's shiny, they're going to want to pick up. Anything that touches them, they're going to want to put in their mouth, including hands, right? So at 11 weeks old, the puppy needs to be on a puppy lead. The puppy, when it's awake, you need to be training it, doing something with it. Doesn't have to be a lot, just play with it and teach it something through play. Now, this is going to get some of that energy out of the dog. But when you ramp up a puppy, very quickly, they become a walking land shark. So after a play session, getting out this initial energy of the puppy, we need to give the dog something to help it calm down and decompress and help with teething. Find a spot on your sofa, a little mat, little blanket. Give your dog a bone or a Kong, something to chew on. If it comes off the mat, put it straight back on the mat. Give it back its bone. Teach the dog, this is where I want you to have that bone or that chew, so you can stay there, stay a bit grounded, calm down, decompress. After this, have a little cuddle with a puppy, but be prepared to accept the fact it might not want to cuddle with you. That's fine. That'll come later on. Some puppies are, but some puppies don't give a shit about it until later on in life. Then it's probably going to be nap time. It's going to sleep for a couple of hours. When it wakes up, you're going to repeat this all over again. Each training session each week will be longer and longer. Time out of the crate each week will be longer and longer. Remember, puppies are meant to sleep for around 18 hours a day. If your puppy isn't sleeping a lot, that will create problems. This book, How to Raise a Perfect Family Dog, is literally a puppy Bible. You can get it right now on our website, southenddogtraining.co.uk. Next.
You're still going. Right. Outlaw 40. Morning, guys. I have a 6-month German Shepherd. Walks great with me, but acts up with the wife when goes at cars. People, dogs. Any tips, please?
Yeah. Go out with your wife. See what she's doing versus what you're doing. Inside the house, make sure you and your wife are singing from the same hymn sheet. The reality is, it sounds like one of you is being more consistent than the other. One of you is being softer than the other. One of you is letting the dog get away with more than the other. And in order for the dog to listen to you both need a set of rules, and you both need to fucking stick to them. Go out with your wife, help your wife. See what you are doing versus what she is doing, and then give her some constructive advice to help her.
Yeah, you've got Connie Groves. Would you say a slip collar or a prong collar would be better to help control the Labrador cross cane Corso?
Neither, because I don't know how old your dog is or what behavioural problems you have.
That's exactly my thoughts. GC, no.
For example, if it's
I would have said the same.
To be fair, if it's a puppy, none. If it's older than 6 months, again, depends on the issue. Prong collars will always give you more control than a slip. Slips are more dangerous than prong collars, contrary to what people think. A slip lead, you can literally choke the dog out. A prong collar, you can't. Prong collars look worse than slip leads, and that's why they've got such a stigma attached to them. The reality is you need to understand how to fit it properly, the correct one, because not all prong collars and slip leads are created equally. You need to know how to put them on properly and how to condition them. If you don't know that, then either tool will be do more harm than good.
We are almost at the end. GC9 had that problem with my head. I was a puppy. STC told me to sit on the bench. Oh, sorry, it's just answering somebody else. Matilda also struggling with getting the lab cross greyhound enough running time, but that will Will the pulling is hard work. Okay, that's fine. I think we're almost there then. Matthew Connells, just thanks for all your help in the vids. They've helped us out massively. Our GSD, we're wanting a greyhound rehome or a male GSD, but my GSD bitch is jealous at times, but great off the lead with other dogs. Go for it. Would you would you get another dog when the other one isn't trained for it?
No, otherwise you'd end up with 2 dogs that aren't trained. The reality is, have your first dog as a role model. Where people go wrong is they'll have 1 dog, it has behavioural problems, they'll get a second dog. Then what happens is you end up with 2 dogs with behavioural problems. Some people are crazy and will get a 3rd dog and a 4th dog. Yeah, and then what happens is we turn around and say, look, you need to train them all individually. They all need to be walked individually until the behaviours get better, and then you can bring them together. And then people go, I don't have time for that. I'm like, well, that's bollocks, because you did this, so now you have to do it. The reality is, ask yourself, if you get another dog and you end up with 2 with behavioural problems, do you have 2 hours in the morning to give them an hour walk each? Do you have 2 hours in the evening to give them an hour walk each? Everything you do will be doubled, because when you're training a dog to begin with, you do it one-on-one. When they know it, you bring them together. So until they can walk without reacting individually, you shouldn't be walking 2 dogs. So you want to make sure that your first dog is the role model.
Yeah. Outdoor Forcey, you may have answered your own question. Only thing the wife does different is she uses the head harness.
Yeah, so she's using the wrong tools.
Yeah. So, right. Sarah, I'm not going to try and pronounce your last name. Why is my dog more nervous when she goes out with me compared to my husband?
Because you overthink it and you're nervous and you're feeling sorry for your dog. And your partner, in a nice sense of the word, probably doesn't give a shit. I'm not saying he doesn't care about the dog. I'm not saying he doesn't love the dog, but he's probably much more calm and confident when he goes out, and you're overthinking this. And as a result, your dog is picking up off of you. Remember, we're dealing with a species that can detect cancer, guys, a species that can detect when it's your time of the month, a species that can be trained to sniff mobile phones out in fucking prisons, right? So they can smell when you're nervous. They can smell when you're feeling sorry for them. They can smell when you're scared. They can smell when you're anxious. They can smell when you're sick. They can smell when you're happy. The reality is, if you are going, it's okay, don't worry, and being super soft with your dog's going to freak out more. If you're overthinking this, you're not confident, your dog's going to freak out more.
Susie 100, last question. Hiya, I have a nervous 6-year-old lab who is increasingly scared of noises she can't see. She won't come in the room if the TV is on. She hides, and if she can hear people talking on the phone. Any ideas?
Put her on a lead and fucking bring her in a room. Tell her to stop fighting. In the nicest sense of the word, flight is winning. She's unsure about stuff. She's running away from it. Block the flight. Yeah, so put her on a lead. Yeah, and start exposing her to these things. The reality is, if your dog doesn't like people talking on the phone, yeah, have your dog on a lead and talk on the fucking phone. Yeah, your dog will soon get used to it. When it behaves nice, stops freaking out, reward it heavily.
Yeah, Matthew Connell, thank you very much. £5.
Yes!
I'm going to be honest.
I think that's your mirror pay for now, isn't it?
I don't think so. But Matthew has helped contribute towards my wing mirror that was obliterated on the way into the office today to do a YouTube live for you guys.
Yes.
So everybody that has donated money, which I didn't even know until today was a thing. I actually did not. I know we can earn money from views and ads placed in our content. I knew that was a thing. I didn't know that you could send people money on YouTube as a thank you.
Yeah. It's like getting a really, really cheap Zoom call.
Do you know what it is, right? It's advice, and for the best part, it's free advice. But the reality is, that is a way where you can prioritize people. Now, if somebody sends like a quid or something, you go, yeah, we're definitely going to answer your question.
Yeah. They can do that with members. YouTube members allows that.
I didn't know. Like I said, we're investing more time into YouTube, making sure we're putting longer content on there to help you guys and things like that, doing more lives, just trying to make YouTube better for you guys. And everything we do is for you guys. So I know it sounds cheesy, but when people do just send us a thank you, or people do give us a thumbs up, or people do subscribe, or even send us a couple of quid, right? It honestly means everything to us, because it means that what we're doing matters, and it's helping and impacting people. And it's what makes me want to do it again. It's why I want to do another live and another live and another live. It's why we want to post more content, because it's helping people. So yeah, little silly things like that, guys, like giving us a thumbs up, like subscribing, means the world of a difference to us. So if you haven't given us a thumbs up, but you had the audacity to ask a question, why? If you have given us a thumbs up, thank you. If you sent us some money, which I didn't know was a thing until today, here's my boobs. Thank you so much.
On that note, I'm really anal attentive. We've got 4 minutes just shy to the
All
hour.
right, well, ask a question.
Yeah, we've got one. TL4182. Have a lab was super social daughter came along, scared of people. That has been 2 years.
Book a trainer. I know it's not the advice you're looking for, but again, more information.
Child.
Has your dog? When was the last time it had a vet check? Said your daughter has been 2 years. How old's your daughter? Is it a baby? We need more information. This is what the Southland Dog Training app is for. Okay, it's free to join for 7 days. We can get that information from you. This isn't a quick fire question I can answer on here. I'm sorry.
No, right, we've got Ember K9. My 4-year-old German Shepherd is reactive, but only with some breeds. She is a dominant dog, but she has grown up with a Labrador and is not reactive to her.
Okay, so when you have a dog that's reactive to some dogs, but not all dogs, you'll often find that your dog does the same thing when it sees dogs, just doesn't always react. Keep up. So what I mean by this, you walk past, say, a Labrador. Your dog will be staring at it. Your dog will be fixated on it, but maybe doesn't react. Then you walk past another dog. Your dog is starting the same loading type behaviors, but then doesn't like the reflection staring back at it, whether it's because the dog's energy or because the dog's got testicles or because of the dog's behavior, demeanor, whatever, right? So it does, and then your dog chooses to react. So what we want to teach our dog is a 3-second rule, because once it's looking beyond 3 seconds, it's no longer having a look and being nosy. It's now staring and fixating. And remember, fixation leads to reactivity, leads to reaction. Fixation leads to reaction. So what you do is keep to a 3-second rule. When you walk past the dog, let your dog look, 1, 2, 3. And if your dog hasn't broken its focus, manually break its focus. Okay. And if a dog runs over to your dog that you don't know, make sure your dog's behind you. Make sure you're advocating for your dog. Stop letting your dog eyeball other dogs, because that's what's leading to the problem. Ultimately, it's not liking the reflection staring back at it. Also, if you know that your dog's fine with Labradors, you'll find you're probably relaxed. But if you see that your dog has reacted to a Staffy, you might start to overthink it every time you see a Staffy and start to tense up. Make sure you take a nice deep breath. Make sure you walk like you own the fucking street when you see a dog, and don't get caught up on breed. Don't try to go, it's this breed, it's that breed, it's what, because you'll get so confused and you'll get further away from what you're trying to achieve. Deep breath, walk with fucking some authority, and don't let your dog stare at other dogs.
Rowena Smell, thank you so much for the $1.99.
Woo, woo, so close. No, I'm not.
Yeah,
Miles away.
I think all you need to do now is about another 900 hours or so, and you'll have your windmill paid.
Yes! I really need a wee though.
Yeah, so do I. But we've got 30, like 50
Hold on.
seconds.
The payment symbol is to the right of where you type on your chat. Is it?
Thank you so much, Sarah.
Oh, no, it's right there. Thank you. Donation on the right of the chat box. Looks like stack of money using Android. Yeah, guys, honestly, look, I don't want to ask you guys for money. I am obviously pissing around. If you do send me money, guys, then thank you. Honestly, it does mean the world to us. Like I said, I don't want people to think that if they don't send money that they're never going to get their question answered and things like that. I don't want you to start feeling that you have to pay to get help with your dog. Obviously, we will charge you if you need a one-to-one. Obviously, our online training group is a subscription service. We will always do our best to try to help everyone and everything, regardless of circumstances. However, if you do send me money, thank you so much. Because as I said, yeah, I realised that Volvo fucking XC90 car mirrors are not fucking cheap, and mine was obliterated this morning.
Iris, hello from Estonia. You have a dog hotel business.
Love it.
So that's amazing.
I've never been to Estonia. Should we go?
Yeah.
Can you accommodate us?
Iris, drop us an email. We'll pop over next week. Sounds cold.
Let's go now.
Let's go. Let's start driving, not your car.
All right, ladies and gents, that is the hour mark, and I'm going to love you and leave you. Over on my Instagram, though, there is a question box where you can ask me a question. I'll answer some of those. And also, this new book, if you haven't got it, there is a whole chapter on body language, everything you need to know about raising a dog and child together. There's stuff on reactivity, stuff on pram walking, lead walking, recall, socializing. pick up a copy of this book. It's on our website. If you haven't got the Southend Dog Training app, it is free to download. The members area, obviously, is free for 7 days, but then it's a subscription. You can cancel at any time. If you don't have the Southend Dog Training app, please do consider downloading it.
And last thing, Dom, thank you so much for the 50 United Arab Emirate dollars.
What is that?
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad you said that because I was just Googling.
Yeah,
Dom, thank you. Honestly.
It's dirhams. It's a dirham, I think. 50 dirhams. I think it's about $1. I think it equates. I have no idea what it equates to.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's a fucking penny or what. It doesn't matter.
No, thank you so much. Is all I was trying to say.
Yeah, Dom, you're amazing. Everybody that sent money, you're amazing. Everybody that joined, you're amazing. Everyone that gave us a thumbs up, you're amazing. Everybody that subscribes, you're amazing. Take care. How do I end it? End. That sounded really morbid. Like, how do I